Hello everyone, my name is Michael and welcome back to Sovereign Thinking. Stoicism is a very popular concept in these modern times because it helps people to isolate their thoughts from what is going on around them in the present moment. There are many philosophers and people in general who have said a lot of wise things when it comes to standing in your own power. What I have done today is compile a list of these quotes that you can take with you as we enter the new year. If you find that this set of quotes vibes for you, then feel free to like and subscribe to the video. Just FYI, I will be taking a little bit of a break from publishing videos on YouTube, and I won't be back until January. So have yourself a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and also a Happy New Year as well. At this time, you can sit back, relax, and allow these quotes to vibe for you. How does it help to make troubles heavier by bemoaning them? The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. Nothing is burdensome if taken lightly, and nothing need arouse one's irritation so long as one doesn't make it bigger than it is by getting irritated. What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgment about these things. When I see an anxious person, I ask myself, what do they want? For if a person wasn't wanting something outside of their own control, why would they be stricken by anxiety? Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. But life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Hikaru says, "Cease to hope and you will cease to fear." The primary cause of both of these ills is that instead of adapting ourselves to present circumstances, we send out thoughts too far ahead. All you need are these: certainty of judgment in the present moment, action for the common good in the present moment, and an attitude of gratitude in the present moment for anything that comes your way. Today I escaped anxiety, or no, I discarded it, because it was within me and my own perceptions, not outside. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. If a person doesn't know to which port they sail, no wind is favorable. What is the point of dragging up sufferings that are over, of being miserable now because you were miserable then? True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient, for he that is so wants nothing. The obstacle is the way. There are more things, Lucilius, that frightens us than affects us. We suffer more often in conjecture than in reality. We magnify our sorrow, or we imagine it, or we get ahead of it. Bygone things and things yet to be are both absent. We feel neither of them, and there is no pain except from what you feel. It's silly to try to escape other people's faults. They are inescapable. Just try to escape your own. Because most of what we say and do is not essential, ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. You're better off not giving the small things more time than they deserve. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Your mind will take the shape of what you frequently hold in thought, for the human spirit is colored by such impressions. Take a good hard look at people's ruling principle, especially of the wise, what they run away from and what they seek out. Dig deep within yourself, for there is a fountain of goodness ever ready to flow if you will keep digging. Whatever the universal nature assigns to any man at any time is for the good of that man at that time. It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. Stick to what's in front of you. Idea, action, utterance. True good fortune is what you make for yourself. Good fortune, good character, good intentions, good actions. A man, when he has done a good act, does not call out for others to come and see, but he goes on to another act, as a vine goes on to produce again the grapes in season. I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinions of himself than on the opinions of others. Be content with what you are, and wish not change, nor dread your last day, nor long for it. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. As is the tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. They lose the day in expectation of the night, and the night in fear of the dawn. Every night, before going to sleep, we must ask ourselves, what weakness did I overcome today? What virtue did I acquire? Difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the body. We are always complaining that our days are few and acting as though there would be no end of them. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult. Man is affected not by events, but by the view he takes of them. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Time heals, but reason cannot. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not. Hang on to your youthful enthusiasms. You'll be able to use them better when you're older. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. No man was ever wise by chance. While we are postponing, life speeds by. If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond our power or our will. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. From this instant on, vow to stop disappointing yourself. Separate yourself from the mob. In every affair, consider what precedes and what follows, and then undertake it. If you seek truth, you will not seek to gain a victory by every possible means. And when you have found truth, you need not fear being defeated. When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger. Decide to be extraordinary and do what you need to do now. Suffering arises from trying to control what is uncontrollable, or from neglecting what is within our power. No matter what happens, it is within my power to turn it to my advantage. Nothing is in reality either pleasant or unpleasant by nature, but all things become so through habit. Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. Attach yourself to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or do. Hold to your true aspirations, no matter what is going on around you. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Nature hath given men 1 tongue but 2 ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. The essence of philosophy is that a man should live so that his happiness shall depend as little as possible on external things. People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. Things in our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever are our own actions. If you are in pain, you will find fortitude. If you hear unpleasant language, you will find patience. A good decision is based on knowledge, not on numbers. Thinking, the talking of the soul with itself. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Truth is the beginning of every good to the gods, and of every good to man. Knowledge without justice ought to be called cunning rather than wisdom. Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. If a man neglects education, he walks lame to the end of his life. Books give a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. The measure of a man is what he does with power. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future in life. Wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. Bodily exercise, when compulsory, does no harm to the body, but knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. ideas are the source of all things. Knowledge becomes evil if the aim be not virtuous. A library of wisdom is more precious than all wealth, and all things that are desirable cannot be compared to it. Whoever, therefore, claims to be zealous of truth, of happiness, of wisdom, or knowledge must become a lover of books. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. And what, Socrates, is the food of the soul? Surely, I said, knowledge is the food of the soul. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. Writing is the geometry of the soul. Necessity is the mother of invention.